I have gone from hating that rule to accepting it because as long as it applies equally to both teams, and it does, everyone knows about it. That if you fumble the ball near the opponent's end zone and it goes in and out, it's a touchback. And I don't know what the official ruling was there. I don't know if they decided that the Arizona player had possession of the ball, because clearly the rule isn't as problematic if you actually make the fumble recovery. But if that wasn't a clean recovery, it's still Arizona's ball at the 20, and everybody knows. Now, this wasn't a situation where somebody was trying to get cute and reaching the ball out. We saw Najee Harris get away with it last week when he did the dive to the end zone against the Raiders because he crossed the plane before the ball hit the ground and squirted away. But everybody knows that's the rule. And there's no excuse. And I can imagine you heard it a time or two from Bill Belichick about how sacred that area is. As you get close to that goal line, you better not fumble there, because if it comes out, doesn't matter if the other team doesn't recover it. They're getting it at the 20, not even at the spot where you fumbled. They're getting it 20 yards down the field.
We can't take this rule out. This is one of the very few rules that are left that actually
what a
show
shock,
that we
a
care about
defensive player.
defense. There's nothing wrong with caring about defense. You don't want to lose possession of the ball.
Sims is with you too, though.
Yeah.
Sims is with you too.
There's nothing wrong with this rule. And I hate that people go so crazy. They're like, if you have possession, why should you lose it? Because you fumbled it through the end zone. It's been a rule for so long. All you got to do when you get around the end zone is protect it. But you always see, even Jalen Reagor, he's not reaching it. But there's this sense of, I'm sure his eyes got big and he didn't get a chance to reach it. But I'm sure if that ball doesn't get stripped, there's a chance that he's going to either lean forward with the ball or do something. The ball wasn't secure. It wasn't high and tight, where if he was running through a gauntlet of players, he probably would have had it. But, you know, I've heard in so many different meetings, it's not about the guy you see. It's about the guy you don't see. And good hustle by the Cardinals coming from behind, punching the ball out. But I love the rule. I think it forces players to be smart around the goal line while also trying to remember, hey, I might not score a lot. This is my opportunity. I want to get in the end zone. And you can see players battle and struggle with the idea of protect the ball or go get mine and get in the end zone. And it comes back and haunts the Chargers right there.
And just for clarity, the ball was determined to have been recovered. So the North Korea rule did not apply there. But if it hadn't been recovered, it would have been Cardinals ball anyway at their own 20. And it goes back to what has been for years, a very high degree of sensitivity about the end zone. And that's where Sims has gotten me to come around on it a little bit. The end zone is treated as sacred ground. There was a time when if you threw a pass that landed incomplete in the opponent's end zone, they got the ball on their 21st and 10. So they were even more, whatever the word is I'm looking for. I don't want to say the wrong word, so I'll just say no word. They were even more anal about the end zones, and that wasn't the one I was thinking of back then, when an incomplete pass touches the ground and the other team gets the ball on the 20. There's something I've been thinking about, and one of the reasons I love having you on the show, I can tap into the Belichick coaching points and mindset anytime now. It feels like I've unlocked this supercomputer that I can get to through you. I see turnovers, and when the defense all of a sudden becomes offense and the offense all of a sudden becomes defense, one of the things that is fascinating to me now, and I don't know that we can fix it, I feel like that's the most dangerous play in the game, because you have guys doing stuff they don't usually do. Guys with the ball who usually don't have the ball. Guys blocking who are usually tackling. Guys trying to tackle who are usually blocking. We saw Xavier Newman get blown up by Patrick Queen on Sunday night. We saw Rashee Rice get his knee messed up trying to make a tackle with Patrick Mahomes slamming into him. It becomes chaos. What kind of reps, what kind of coaching, what kind of stuff did you get in New England for the moments where you or one of your teammates has the ball, to just kind of bring some control to what is an inherently chaotic play?
I think the first thing everybody knows is kind of universal is when you get the ball, defensive players are always taught, find the nearest sideline. Get to the nearest sideline, get as many yards as you can. Now, coaches understand there's players who you say, hey, you get the ball in your hands, go score. And Bill used to always tell us that. I had Aqib Talib on my team who I think has 10 career interceptions for touchdowns. And he would tell us as defensive backs, and especially some of the guys that were good with the ball in their hands, there's not many guys out there, for one, who can tackle and that want to tackle on the offense. The only thing that's going to haunt you is he would tell us, all the guys on the offense are going to do one thing normally: strip at the ball, reach at the ball. They don't want to stick their face and tackle somebody. And we've seen that throughout the history of plays in the NFL where guys are running and guys have a chance to make the tackle and they just go for the strip. The defensive guy spins out of it, runs for either a touchdown or picks up 20 to 30 extra yards. But the problem is when you get guys that really are not used to handling the ball, and I thought we saw it a few weeks ago with the Saints when Saunders got that interception, picks off Patrick Mahomes, and right away everybody's like, you can tell he has running back in his background because he gets the ball and he has the ball high and tight up here and he's running. He's doing a good job of securing the ball. But you could see last night how long it took for the big guy to even secure the ball and get it kind of tucked away the way he wanted. And most offensive guys are taught when you're out there what you just said. They don't have the ball. And you think back, I think it was 2006, the Patriots are going to lose in the playoffs and they throw an interception and Troy Brown goes in there to make the tackle and doesn't even think, but he tackles the ball basically and rips the ball out because they know guys don't understand that you got to take care of the ball on defense. So it's a very good blend of guys not wanting to tackle but wanting to take the ball, and then guys who are not used to having the ball thinking about scoring before they're thinking about protecting the ball. And these situations, when they came up around the league, the biggest thing Bill will do was he would put it on in team meeting to show us what happened across the league and keep it in guys' minds so it was always fresh.
Well, and I think back to that, the Marlon McCree fumble caused by Troy Brown. Without that, Peyton Manning may have never won a Super Bowl with the Colts because the Chargers had the game won. They would have gone to Indy. No, Indy would have come to them. They were 14-2 that year. Indy would have come to them. And back in those days, and this had a lot to do with the whole 3-4 or whatever the defense is, it wasn't the specific, it wasn't the alignment. It was just the Chargers had Peyton Manning's number. They had his number back in those days. And Chargers host that game, maybe win that game. Chargers-Bears. There's an alternate reality out there. Chargers-Bears in Super Bowl 41 if Marlon McCree just holds on to that ball. So when you were starting to say that, I thought the first thing that defensive players were told to do is go run at the quarterback and take him out. But that's where it becomes more risky. It becomes more risky because you do get defensive players who get a free shot at, guys they've been trying to tackle. They get to go knock them on their ass or run over them if they have the ball. But point number one, secure the football. So get out of bounds unless you know what you're doing with the football. Otherwise, secure the football and gain as many yards as you can.
Yeah, and back in the day, you can think about all of the times you saw all the crackback blocks or quarterbacks getting destroyed. You just can't do that now because of all the penalties. So it's not about, let's take some of these guys out anymore. It's just let's see if we can score points if we can.
Unless the quarterback decides to go stick his nose in there like Patrick Mahomes did. I always say, if you're a quarterback after a turnover, there was a play when Tua and Brian Flores were together. It was a preseason game against the Bears, I think, and there was an interception, and Tua went and tried to make the tackle, and Flores said after the game, oh, yeah, I like that. Well, I mean, he's your quarterback. No, especially in a preseason game, but any turnover, I say just hit the deck. Just get out of the way. Because remember, we've seen guys like Teddy Bridgewater kind of alligator arm a tackle, and the guy ran by him, and he got dragged for it. It's like, don't even put yourself in that position. You have to stay healthy. Just grab your ankle and lay down, right?
No. Mac
You know those
Jones
guys can't wait to take a
tackled-
shot at you.
Mac almost tackled Chandler
That's
Jones,
true.
and we could have won the game in Vegas if he makes the tackle. Make the tackle, quarterbacks.
Well, there are certain situations where if the game's riding on it, and all you have to do is, and I remember saying, well, he should have tripped him. He should have done anything. I mean, just get the guy down on the ground and you win that game. But ordinarily, protect yourself, because we've seen what happens when teams don't have their starting quarterbacks. All right. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.